following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language and flashing imagery. They always say expect the unexpected when it comes to boxing, but this is something different. Welcome to the OVO Arena here in London for what is going to be an absolutely epic press conference. This one, they're reckoning December 23rd live on DAZN pay-per-view, and we have assembled two of the big guns. Not just Ade Oladipo here, Tony Bellew's with me, Darren Barker's with me as well. I think it's time for something a bit special.
This will be the greatest atmosphere you have ever witnessed in a boxing ring.
Here we go. Checo all over it. The referee jumps in.
Tremendous exchange once again at the end of the round.
That was one of the most incredible fights I've ever seen.
Ryan Garcia just ended it. Brutal by Devin Haney.
Big shot from Jake Paul.
Edwards, clearly he can mix it at the highest level. This is a championship fight.
Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Of course it's going to happen. Look where we are, OVO Arena, Wembley. Look at that behind me. That's absolutely ridiculous. And you look at some of the names that are on that fight card as well. Obviously, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker, Otto Volin, and so many more. This is something special. And of course, the DBS boys had to be here for it. Ade Oladipo, Tony Bellew, Darren Barker. Looking rather sharp, Darren.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Clearly got the memo. Obviously, Tony kind of got the memo.
Of course, it's relaxed at all times.
I'm just happy you're still with us. I thought you could be in the jungle, swinging from tree to tree, but you're here.
Bro, I'm still here.
You are still here.
Exactly.
This is crazy, isn't it? This is
Nuts,
crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
It really is, isn't
But I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. As a fan of the sport, I am buzzing for this. Buzzing.
Yeah, I've been... Go on, sorry, Tony.
Credit to His Excellency. Credit to His Excellency, because this is why it's happening. Make no mistake about that. His Excellency has dealt with all of these people and he's brought them all together. He's doing what's never been done in boxing before. He's bringing the rivals together and making them work together.
Yeah, I've been saying this, well, I was going to say all week, in the last couple of days, because this has only been put together in the last few days, that we got fighters, different promoters, different managers, different broadcaster networks, finally on one big card. It can happen.
It can happen. And I think now this is going to put a lot of pressure on certain people now, promoters, networks, fighters, because there's proof now. This can, and it's not only is it happening, it's how quickly this is happening. It can be done.
Yeah, they have. It really is. A couple of weeks ago, it was a fantastic show as well. I was out there. You worked on the event as well. I mean, they put on events and put on special events. I mean, I was there and it felt like I was there for the Super Bowl. I mean, I was like, this is like Super Bowl and WrestleMania in one. It felt that good.
Yeah.
So you know December 23rd is going to be as good. Look, elephant in the room. Let's just get straight to it. Because people have been asking me since this was announced. AJ's on the fight card. Wilder's on the fight card. AJ's not fighting Wilder.
Okay.
Why?
You can't have it all.
No, is that what it is?
For me, that's build up the anticipation.
Yeah.
Do we need to build it up anymore? It's been 5 years of build up.
Both guys are with new trainers. Both guys are learning new techniques, new training methods, new patterns in the gym. Both of these guys are in transition at the moment. So let them fully evolve throughout the transition, and then next year, let's go.
Let's treat this as two semi-finals.
Yes.
Assuming both win.
That's the
There you
scary
go.
part, though, because I
let me tell you,
think they're two
assuming
banana
both-
skins.
I don't want to say it, but
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay, I won't
Don't
say
say
it.
it.
Okay, I won't
Wait, what was you going to say?
I
What
was
you
going
gonna
to say Josh has got the harder fight, believe you me, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Joseph Parker is no mug. So, make of that what you will.
Eddie, how does this work? Eddie Hearn just dropped. By the way, he's definitely got the memo. Look at this. I mean, this is big day indeed. How does it work? A fight card coming like this together. I mean, with Matchroom and DAZN, we know who the matchmaker is. These are fighters from all over the place. Who puts these together?
Really, the vision of Saudi Arabia, to be honest with you. I mean,
This is the fastest I've ever seen a fight card come together. Forget the quality of it, forget the size of the names, just any fight card. I mean, we're talking about conversations that started 10 days ago.
Really?
Max.
Wow.
And that wasn't even necessarily AJ at the time. That was Dimitri Bivol, that was Jay Opataya, and then it went into AJ.
10 days.
And you know, every time I spoke to the guys, whether it was His Excellency or George Warren, there was another fight added, and then there was another fight added, and you know, it's just I've never seen anything like it. I think the speed of it actually benefited everybody because no one really had a time to think, no one had time to fall out, no one had time to think about an interview that happened 6 years ago that someone didn't like. Everyone just said, amazing opportunities for our fighters, amazing opportunity for boxing.
Yeah.
We need this, boxing needs this. Let's do it. And we all work tirelessly to make it happen.
Yeah, I think it's been a great year for boxing, Darren. A lot of people would like to complain and say we're not getting AJ Wilder, we're not getting Fury Usyk. That means it's not been a good year. It's been an amazing year.
Incredible.
And this is just the final cherry on top of that cake, isn't it? What a way to end the year.
What a way to end the year. I see your tweet saying about that.
Thank you. I was just
Yeah, no, I see it.
I saw it too, Eddie.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's true. It's been a brilliant year. And what a way to end the year. And it sets up a brilliant 2024, that's for sure.
Yeah, it certainly does. Tony.
Fights, absolutely great fights. Tank Garcia, Spence Crawford. It's been an amazing year. So I don't know what the boxing fans are complaining about. And this to add to it, this now shows boxing can compete with, I shouldn't say it, but I will, that we can now compete with the UFC. Because the UFC consistently puts shows on and the best fight the best. Now, with this platform and everyone coming together, it shows it can be done. So, like I said before, that credits His Excellency. Wow, just fair play, because boxing now is showing everybody in the world that the best will fight the best on a platform.
AJ, what's the volume? Yes. Yeah, that face you just made there. You made that
It's a very
face.
tough fight.
Yeah.
I think it's a very tough fight. I mean, you know, we've looked at this fight before. We know Wallin is underrated, but it was only really his victory in Russia on the road a couple of weeks ago almost, where he beat Gassiev, that everyone started saying, wow, this guy's a serious fighter. They've sparred together, but it was many years ago.
They fought. They fought.
yeah.
2010, Haringey Cup.
Yeah. But I just feel like AJ has always been very comfortable with the fight. He's a tall, 6'6" stand-up guy, but he's also southpaw. And we are talking about 6 weeks of preparation for this fight. But AJ's been in camp. It's not like he just started training 4 days ago. The aim for Anthony Joshua was always to box 3 times in 2023, which I thought might not be possible. Certainly 2 weeks ago, I think it was definitely not possible. This will secure that April the 1st, August, and now December. And, you know, the momentum to move forward into a fight, as everybody wants as part of this, you know, operation, if you like, with Deontay Wilder, or potentially a fight with Filip Hrgović for the world heavyweight title, because that belt is going to become vacant. And AJ just wants to become heavyweight world champion again. He also wants the biggest fights out there, and we can't ignore that there's another gentleman on this card by the name of Deontay Wilder, who those two are on a collision course, and that was part of the discussions going into this fight.
Yeah, look, that's a big fight. Eddie, I know you need to go. There's so many more big fights coming up on the zone. Not many bigger, though, than Chantel Cameron versus Katie Taylor 2, Dublin next weekend.
Resurrection is in my DNA.
A champion's true character is found in the face of adversity.
Looking forward to the rematch.
Fueled by the bitterness of defeat. This is where true champions are made. Ready to rise to the occasion.
And make sure that I get my second win against Katie Taylor.
Deep, uncharted territory again. Inspired by the sweet taste of glory. In a return to the grounds where it all began.
No, Katie Taylor is home again.
Undisputed titles still for the taking.
It's a massive fight.
This is where true champions are made. Cameron versus Taylor, the rematch, live on DAZN.
So much to come on DAZN, isn't it? It really is an absolutely packed schedule. Obviously, Cameron versus Taylor 2. Who doesn't want to see that one? Then Garcia's back. Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte the week after. The week after that, Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. Devin Haney got up to £140 to take on Regis Prograis, the current WBC champion in that weight. And then I think my fight, or one of the fights of the year, Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards, who is the best flyweight on the planet. Flyweight unification fight between those, WBO and IBF. Good schedule. Solid schedule.
It's not
That's
bad,
not bad,
is
is it? It's not bad, is it?
Show me something like that somewhere else.
I can't. It's impossible.
Of course it is.
I can't. Honestly, it's
That's why
impossible.
we're the best.
Yeah. You heard Eddie there mention, I want to get back to AJ because there's so many talking points surrounding AJ. One of the biggest talking points in the last couple of days has been Ben Davison.
Yep.
Right? Because like, AJ, Derek James, it's like they were building a relationship and all of a sudden Ben Davison has come in. I spoke to AJ and I was like, oh, what's going on? And he wasn't very forthcoming. What is going on? What do you know, Tony? Has he left Derek James? Is he with Ben now? What's happening?
I have no idea. So he will make the decision.
You know
that
why?
suits him
You know why I
best.
came to you? Because you
Why?
said AJ new training camp. You said that.
You did say
You said
that.
he
said that.
I said he's in transition, as is Deontay Wilder under Malik Scott.
Yeah.
They're all in transition, so transition takes time, guys. It's not going to be one fight, two fights. Darren, you know, we've gone from pros to amateurs. I don't think you ever moved to trainers, but you've gone from an amateur to... It takes time to learn someone's techniques, training patterns, methods. There's so many different things to take into consideration. I'm not going to lie. I'm quite shocked he's took this on 6 weeks' notice. I know what Eddie said. He's been in camp anyway and he's been training, but Otto Volin is no one's fool. He's not a mug, believe you me. And don't get me wrong, the Gassiev fight, it's a win, but Gassiev isn't a heavyweight. He's a really strong, powerful cruiserweight. He ain't a heavyweight. He's too slow on the feet, and he's not going to get close enough.
Yeah, I think Gassiev, you're right. So to that point, Gassiev weighed, I think, 214 pounds for that fight against Otto Volin weighed nearly 250.
It weren't great.
Yeah.
I must say, it weren't great, but he won. He won fairly comfortable, in my opinion. I know it was quite close on the scorecards, but he showed what a nightmare he can be. He can move, he can fight, he's tough. We see that against Fury. He's a nightmare. I get where you're coming with it, so and you would agree with this, I'm sure, with AJ. AJ will fight anyone.
Yes.
At the drop of a hat. He doesn't care. But everyone around, I'm still shocked that this is happening so quickly. It's incredible. It's unheard of. Maybe one fight, you might be like, wow, that's remarkable. But all of these fights.
Yeah, let's have a look. I mean, you look around. I mean, in the corner there, you can see Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker. That's the fight that is going to happen, isn't it? Them two are going to get it on with each other. I mean, that's a banana skin as well. I mean, Deontay Wilder's had one round of boxing in 2 years.
And Parker looked good, didn't he, against Keane?
He looked good against Simon Keane, and this will be his full fight this year, Joseph Parker. Activity against a 38-year-old Deontay Wilder who's not been active.
You need activity if you're fighting someone like Wilder. Timing, distance, so important, going in there with such a big puncher.
Yeah.
That really holds Parker's chance in good stead, but it's hard to look past Wilder just because...
You have to look at, when he got stopped most recently by Joe Joyce, and that fight is the fight for me where he took an awful lot that night, and fighters aren't usually the same after taking shots the way he did that night. And Joe Joyce has never been the biggest puncher. He wears you down, and he tires you and he ends up stopping you. And it's after them kind of fights you're not the same, to be honest, guys.
That's why I wanted to see him against Simon Keane. Look, I know Simon Keane's not Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him there against a puncher, against someone who's unbeaten, and see what you can do. And I thought he looked really good. And I thought the link-up, I think the link-up with Andy Lee's a good one as well.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Andy Lee's been round and spent a career around the greatest coach that's ever graced our sport, in the late great Emmanuel Stewart, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Andy Lee is going to be a fantastic teacher, and I say teacher because there isn't many teachers left in boxing. There is loads of good men on the pads and stuff like this. Very few teachers left in our sport, and I class him as a teacher.
Yeah, my favourite fighter on the planet is on this card as well, and that's Dimitri Bivol. He takes on Lyndon Arthur, and Todd Grisham's with Lyndon Arthur now.
Indeed, I am in the flesh, Lyndon Arthur. You just told me you found out about this fight how many days ago?
3-4 days ago.
How'd that conversation go?
Manager phoned me, put it to me, and said, "Will you take this?" And it's like, "Okay, let's fuck it, let's do it."
Yep, Bivol's kind of the boogeyman. Not a lot of people would jump right at that opportunity. Why did you agree to face him?
I don't know, why not? Why not? You need look at the card. look at the car behind me, look at what's happening, look at the event. Why not be a part of this?
Well, you certainly have a chance.
I believe I can beat him as well, so why not?
Yeah, what's it going to take to beat Bivol?
Take a lot. Obviously, we all know what Bivol is. No one's blind to the eye of how good Bivol is. Now, we know we've seen him against Canelo. We've seen him beat everyone he's been in the ring with, but I believe I'm a little bit something different than he's been in the ring with, so, why not?
Your last win was so dramatic, so emotional for you. What's that time since then been like for you? How has your life changed?
Not so much changed, even. Not so much change. We crack on, we get on with it. Obviously, I know I've got the IBO world title, but it's not regarded as one of the best ones, so, we're cracking on until we get the biggest one and the best one.
All right, so when all your fans are watching right now, what's the game plan? What's going to happen December 23rd when you step in? Come on, give us a little hype session. Get us pumped up here, all right? We want to believe that you can beat Bivol. You can beat the Boogeyman.
I'm going to go in there and jab and throw some right hands in it. I'm going to go in there and jab and put some right hands behind it. I've obviously got to be the best me on the night, and I've got to believe in myself, and right now I do, so we'll see what happens.
And when you look at the rest of the card, which heavyweight fight has you the most excited?
Dubois and Jerome Miller. Through Jerome Miller's persona and how he comes across, and how he's got a bit of a big point to prove coming off the news of the drug talk and stuff like that. So I believe. And Dubois got a lot of points to prove coming off the Usyk loss. So it's that's an exciting fight for me to watch. Look out for. Sorry.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing you on the 23rd. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right, let's send it back to Ade.
This is how crazy this card is. You heard Lyndon Arthur there say, when did you get the call to fight Dimitri Bivol?
3 days.
3 days ago. But we'll laugh, but you got to take it. World champion, good money, you got to take it.
Best light heavyweight in the division.
The mad thing as well, they're asking, what's the game plan? How do you beat Bivol? He ain't got a game plan in 3 days. It's hard not to come up with one full stop.
Jab right hand.
Yeah. I mean, there's not.
As if there's something else left.
That's how crazy this card is.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but look, I mean, Dimitri Bivol, we saw him against an Englishman in Craig Richards struggle. I know many, many moons ago, right? Craig surprised a few people. Lyndon Arthur can box, obviously, look, not at the same level as Dimitri Bivol, but you take these fights. You take them, and it's a win-win for Lyndon Arthur, isn't it? I mean, you win, the world is yours. You put on a good performance, you're still within for big fights.
Yeah, but look, you want to tick boxes in this sport, and the two boxes are rewards, both title-wise and money. They're the two boxes. He's ticking both in this one fight. You want to test yourself against the best. You want to find out how good you are. Am I worthy of being one of the best out there? And you want to, make your bank account happy. And he's doing both there. Good luck to him.
Yeah, the bank account is going to sing. You guys can probably see behind us. The fighters are not there yet. They're not there yet. I can promise you, though, I've seen every single one of them. They are in the building. You heard Lyndon Arthur mention a name there in terms of what fight he's looking forward to. And he said Daniel Dubois versus the very controversial Jarrell Miller.
Yes.
I was going to come to you. I was going to come to you on this one.
Okay. Do you want to know?
Jarrell Miller's in the building. Gets an opportunity.
He is. And believe
an opportunity to make a lot of money against Daniel Dubois.
He will literally vocally tear Daniel Dubois a new backside.
Yeah.
Vocally. He will write him off today. He will. I was trying to word that in the best way I possibly could.
Yeah.
And that was the best way.
Without swearing.
Most PC-friendly way I had inside of me. So Daniel Dubois is in trouble at that table.
He's in trouble at the table. He's not in trouble in the ring, though, is he?
Yes, he is.
You think?
Yes, he is.
You think Jarrell
Miller's going to be about 20 stone. I wouldn't say he's a big favourite. I would make Daniel Dubois a slight favourite.
Slight, yeah.
But believe you me, if this fight goes past 5 rounds, Daniel Dubois is in a whole heap of trouble.
Are we thinking of Jarrell Miller pre what happened?
Possibly, but the way he fights could be all wrong for Dubois. When I look at it, if he starts walking Dubois down, takes some bit, he's cute, he's very switched on coming forward, the way he rides shots, moves shots, and he'll constantly apply that pressure with the front foot. He's like a box, Miller. He's about as wide as he is tall. I mean, he's literally like a box. And
box of tricks.
Is it box of tricks? Yeah, I mean, look, you're right. We could be looking at the old Miller, but still, if he's got anything left about him, this is a hard night for Dubois.
Yeah, someone I thought was going to be in this card who's not, and it does surprise me he's not there, is Mr. Derek Chisora. Todd Grisham's caught up with him.
Yeah, Ade, I felt the same way. Why isn't Derek Chisora on this card? I asked you the question, and I said, don't answer me yet. Let's save it for the cameras. Why aren't you on this card?
Listen, hand on my heart, they offered me the fight. And then we spoke numbers. They came up with a number and decided it's our final offer. And they said, if you don't take it, we're going to give it to Daniel Dubois. I'm like, you know what? Go ahead, give it to him.
The Baby Miller fight.
Yeah. So that's why Daniel's in it.
Well, now do you regret that decision, seeing how big this card is and how much attention it's getting?
No, I never regret. I don't cry over spilt milk. I don't regret. That's why I'm here to support. I'm not here trying to talk bad about the card. The card is an amazing card. Only Saudi Arabia, the kingdom, can actually get all the promoters together, sit on the same podium table, and same different fighters on different undercard, same fighters on one card, different production. Do you understand? BT.
Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren.
Exactly. I mean, like, what else? What else can deliver that apart from the kingdom? That's it. So listen, I'm here to support. Who knows? Who knows? I'm a big fan of Saudi, so who knows? We'll never know. But I turned it down because the numbers were not right. It was back and forth and stuff like that. They said, we're going to give it to somebody else. I'm like, okay, fine. I was like, thank you very much. I appreciate him for thinking of me first. So great.
Well, a lot of these fights look like they're going to be really close. How do you break down that Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker fight?
I tell you what the wild card is, yeah? Deontay should walk over Joseph Parker, but I don't think so. Do you understand? I don't think so. Because I think Joseph Parker now, he's found something else in his system now that he wants to win. Yeah? And AJ, this is going to be a tricky one. Do you understand? Southpaws. He's not really good with southpaws. He's got a new trainer, so we don't know. Be exciting. But I tell you what, some fights you think they're going to win, they're not going to win. That's one thing I'm going to tell you now.
Well, what about the Dubois versus Baby Miller fight? You should know that one pretty well. Who's going to win that one?
If Daniel don't quit, he wins the fight. But if Daniel starts quitting in round 4 or 5, he loses the fight.
Well, I'm glad you're here either way, even though you're not on the card. You're great on the microphone. Ade, almost as good as you.
Is that Tony? I thought Tony was in the jungle.
He might be going soon.
Everyone thinks you're in the jungle.
I'm here.
Derek Chisora should have been on the card. From what he said, there should have been Derek Chisora versus Jarrell Miller.
I'm surprised he's not on the card.
Can't believe it.
We understand why now. Yeah, he would have been a good addition for sure. A lot of fun he would have been on that table for sure.
Yeah,
Miller. Him and Baby Miller.
Him and Jarrell Miller. Wow. I mean, on the top table. I mean, I know you said Jarrell Miller can tongue-tie Daniel Dubois. He can't tongue-tie Derek Chisora. That would have been
Derek Chisora tongue-ties Derek Chisora, mate. Have you listened to him over the years? Derek says things that just go up in the air and no one understands what he's on about.
Yeah, he also throws things up in the air as well.
Say, you'd have to screw them tables to the floor because there's a good chance against Miller. Chisora's throwing them all over the place.
One fight I think is going under the radar, and you can understand why, because it is a stacked card, is Arslanbek Makhmudov versus Agit Kabayel.
He scares me.
He is the scariest looking heavyweight.
Genuinely
walking him down.
Sonny Liston.
Oh, wow.
Mate,
wow.
he's walking him down.
Really?
He's walking him
handful.
down. Kabayel is a nightmare, but believe you me, he can only be a nightmare if you allow him to be a nightmare. He will walk him down, and he will get to him.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but just so dangerous with the right hand. He's just a beast. He's seek and destroy. He will walk Caballero down, like Tony says, and at some point, and I think it'll be some point early, he will catch him and he will stop him.
What do we think? And that's all. What's the fight of the night here? What's the best 50-50?
Daniel Dubois, Jarrell Miller.
You think so?
I think Dubois, Jarrell. I can't call it. I think the others
I'm
I
not
can
gonna lie.
confidently pick a winner.
I actually think it might be AJ and Otto Vollen.
See, I go the other side. I go the other main event. I go Wilder Parker. I think that has a little bit more substance, maybe, with the way that Parker fought recently, and the inactivity of Wilder makes that one a little bit closer.
How good is it that we've all gone 3 different fights?
Yeah.
How rare is that on a fight card where we all go 3 different?
Everyone's just forgot the best cruiserweight in the world, Jai Optaia.
Yeah, it's true.
Again,
the best cruiserweight in the world. He's a sensation to me.
Yeah.
The boy is outstanding. I watched him. I'd studied him in the background, so I've known he's about for a few years. He was even better in the flesh.
Yeah, we did commentary for that, didn't we? And we were both in awe. We were sat there saying, we cannot wait to see this man fight again. We're going to get the opportunity very soon.
Yeah, I think we all knew from the very first minute in that fight against Jordan Thompson just how good he was.
Yes.
And you know what really surprised me in that fight as well? Obviously, we know his boxing ability. Jordan Thompson landed a right hand that would have took down a house.
Yes.
And Opetaya ate it and kept moving forward. And I think from that, and what? It's kind of, is that it?
Yeah.
And from that moment, I knew that we had something a bit special.
It was almost similar. I don't know if you remember Golovkin when he fought Daniel Gill. Daniel Gill catches him with a right hand. Simultaneously, he sort of, Golovkin comes back and hits him with a shot. Similar with Opetaya there. He took a big shot off a massive cruiserweight who's going to 100% be a heavyweight soon and just walk through him. I mean, again, like he's on the undercard, way down the undercard.
But they're all on the undercard. That's who's top of the bill.
This is interesting, though. Obviously, being out in, this is all the questions that are going to be answered on the main stage today. Because going back to the event in Saudi Arabia with Fury and Ngannou, we kind of knew, okay, this is the undercard, and this is the main event. 2 different arenas. We have no idea how this is all playing out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Deontay Wilder is going to want to be co-main event to Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? A toss of a coin? You know,
I mean, is there going to be 2 rings and just like at the same time?
Like the old amateur days.
Yeah. It's a big tournament. It's just, you don't know what could happen here. But like I said before, you have to credit His Excellency because he's making our sport great again, where everyone can fight everyone. And there is no politics. You have to remember in boxing, there's agents, there's managers, there's trainers, there's promoters. All of them 4 that I've just mentioned, they all have different agendas, they all have different plans, and it's just impossible to get them all to agree. And then on top of that, I forgot the fighters. So for him to get everyone around the table and get everyone here, I can't give him enough credit.
This is where you play that song in the background. Money talks. Money talks.
Dirty cash, I want you.
Look, I don't know how long this is going to last for, but whilst it continues, I'm all for it. This, as a fan, forget my duties in this sport, as a fan of the sport, enjoy this, because that is a mega mammoth card.
Back to the question. I know we kind of skirted over it here about what is main event. Obviously, we've been used to AJ for the last several years, being main event unequivocally, without question. Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker is champion versus former champion. I mean, is there not a question that could be main event?
Yeah.
But then AJ's boxed boxed quick. The turnaround's been so quick, and he's the one everyone's lives. Deontay Wilder had 1 round in 2 years, did we say?
1 round in 2 years.
1 round, 2 years, and it was against Robert Helenius.
Yeah.
Now, AJ's fought 3 names back-to-back. Well, this is the 3rd now, and is on a bit of a roll. So, actually, who's the bigger name? I think it's quite clear to say it's Anthony Joshua.
AJ is, isn't he? AJ's the bigger name.
He's the biggest. But listen, Deontay Wilder can walk down the street in his own country and some people don't know. Let's be totally and brutally honest. Josh ain't going nowhere. Ain't nowhere in the world he's not known. So he is the biggest name on this card. There is no mistake about that. But I get it. We all want to see AJ v. Wilder.
All right, very quickly, there are still a couple of fights that we've not spoken about. A couple of really big names as well. Filip Hrgović fights Mike Demori, who fought David Haye, which is interesting. Yeah, not at all. I agree. And Frank Sanchez versus Junior Farr as well. It really should be Frank Sanchez versus Hrgović. But I'm asking for too much. I'm asking for too much.
Come on now.
All right, anyway, look, enough from us. We are ready. We're going to hear from the fighters and from Eddie and Frank on the same stage. It's time. Well, they're not quite ready. And this is going to happen, right? You try and put on the biggest event we've seen this year in 3 days. They're not going to be able to chuck to a press conference in perfect, pristine time. But I do think they are now ready. I can see people on the stage.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us here today for today's groundbreaking press conference. We've got a huge event in Riyadh on December the 23rd, and we're now going to welcome to the stage some of the stars involved in this huge event. Let's first welcome heavyweight contender Junior Farr. All right, let's keep it moving as we wait for Junior Farr. Let's welcome to the stage two-time European heavyweight champion, Agit Kabayel. All right, let's welcome up to the stage the IBF World Cruiserweight Champion, Jai Opetaia. All right, now let's welcome to the stage the IBO World Light Heavyweight Champion, Lyndon Arthur. All right, now let's welcome to the stage the WBA or World Light Heavyweight Champion, Dimitri Bivol. All right, now let's welcome to the stage heavyweight contender, Junior Farr. All right, on to our next heavyweight contender. Let's welcome Mark Demori. All right, now let's bring to the stage another heavyweight IBF mandatory world heavyweight title challenger, Filip Hrgović. All right, now let's welcome to the stage one of the hardest working promoters out there of Salita Promotions, Dimitri Salita. Let's now welcome to the stage the former WBA heavyweight champion, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. All right, now let's welcome to the stage his opponent on December 23rd from America, Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Okay, another heavyweight contender. Let's please welcome to the stage Otto Wallin. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome to the stage the former WBO World Heavyweight Champion, Joseph Parker. Okay, let's now welcome to the stage long-time boxing manager and indeed the manager of Deontay Wilder, Shelley Finkel. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now let's welcome to the stage the WBO European Cruiserweight Champion, Ellis Zorro. Now let's welcome to the stage the chairman of Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn.
One shot, one opportunity. Seize everything you ever wanted. One moment. Did you capture it?
Okay, well that's Eddie Hearn. Now let's welcome to the stage Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren.
Yes, exactly. They like it?
Yeah, where you wanna go, baby, let's go. That's my wifey. If this one got my heart, let her rest go.
180 when I stick this way. I should do this. Really made me think so quick. I think I'm in love with.
All right, now let's welcome to the stage the former two-time unified world heavyweight champion. Please welcome Anthony Joshua.
Pull you up, peeking too soon. I saw as I stepped in the room. I'll probably jump on the shoe. As soon as I stepped out the room. As soon as I walked into class. The teacher, she gave me a pass. Stand on the table and dropping some magic. So everyone's shaking up, shaking their hips, losing it, rocking the fit. Yeah, just like that, cracking the whip. Just tipping out, I'll be back in the bed. I'm back in a second, reloading my weapon, my tongue on my lips. Ask pretty please, you can jump on my Let's talk semantics, I hope this romantic. I'm probably mad, fall in love with this shit. What you got for me? What you got for me? What you got
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's welcome to the stage the former long-reigning WBC World Heavyweight Champion, Deontay Wilder.
Coming up over to you, my mama kissing the girl. Confusion occurs coming up in the cold world.
Okay, full table here. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are joining us around the world. You are very welcome for today's monumental press conference. Before we begin, there is a very special individual here. Over there to my right, over there to your left, the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh, who would like to say a few words.
Good evening, everybody. I'm glad to be here today. This is an amazing day for the boxing fans. This is great card. This is the beginning, not the beginning, the next, the number 2 step after the 28th of October, when the opening of Riyadh season ceremony, Battle of the Baddest. When Frank Warner, my friends, said from 4 months ago, it's game changer, it's mean it. It is game changer. We focus in Riyadh season in the vision of the Crown Prince, God bless him, 2030 for the country, to deliver to the fans of boxing all around the world, great fight and great day. For that, I hope in 2024 to see a great fight for Riyadh season and Riyadh calendar. We want to see Joshua Wilder, we want to see Bivol and the Shishanians star, and we want to see Hrgovic, we want to see all the stars and in good fight. We will focus to deliver this if they help us. And I thank all the 12 promoters who was with us today for everything, and I am happy to be here. And please help us to deliver to the market good fight, because I am fan and you are all fans and around the world. The last thing, in this day we will try to be deliver it to the people with good price in the platform, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Well, for boxing fans who have been following the rumours the last few days, we've got great news. It's true. Look at this top table. On December 23rd, there is a day of reckoning in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to continue Riyadh season. A huge night coming up. A galaxy of stars, world champions, contenders will all descend upon the Kingdom Arena in Saudi Arabia, the second boxing event of this Riyadh season, and we cannot wait for this one. The co-main events, the return of the former two-time unified world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, taking on Sweden's tricky tall southpaw Otto Wallin, and in co-main event status, the return of the long-reigning, hard-hitting former WBC world heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder, taking on former WBO world heavyweight champion, the reignited Joseph Parker. But as you can see from this top table here, there's so much more than that. There's so many fights here that could just headline their own event. Top to bottom, this may be the most talent-laden, strongest card ever put on in the history of boxing. That is what we're dealing with here. It's December 23rd. It's the second boxing event of Riyadh season, and it's in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Well, this historic fight card will be presented to fans worldwide by the General Entertainment Authority of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in conjunction with Frank Warren's Queensberry, the NEC, Gold Star Promotions and Seller. And on behalf of Queensberry, we would like to say what a privilege it is to be working again on such an incredible night as we continue this year's Riyadh season. And we'd like to express our heartfelt thanks to His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman. And our thanks to His Excellency, the Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Turki Al Sheikh. And of course, a huge thanks to all of the teams at the GEA, Riyadh season and Seller as we continue to work together to deliver special nights in the Kingdom. Very shortly, we'll be hearing from each of these superstars up here on the top table. But before we begin, I'd just like to take a moment to discuss our wonderful hosts on December 23rd. And Riyadh season has simply become one of the most anticipated global events of the year. People travel from all over the world to come and have a look at what's going on in Riyadh season. There's more than 12 zones, each offering very unique experiences. There's live concerts, sporting events, some of the best fine dining out there. And of course, we commenced Riyadh season this year with the Battle of the Baddest. Just a few weeks ago, we saw world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury take on lineal MMA heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou in an event that the world has been talking about for weeks and weeks, and will be talking about for decades and decades to come. For those who have already had the privilege of visiting Riyadh, you will know that there is something very magical in the Saudi Arabian air. And for those who are going to go, well, something very special awaits you. This event on December 23rd is everything that Riyadh season is about. It's big time. Let's bring in Hall of Fame boxing promoter to kick things off, Frank Warren. At the start of the relationship with His Excellency, you talked about what a game changer this was going to be. I think boxing fans watching this around the world will look at this top table, look at some of the people on here together at the same time, and they would have to agree with you. Tell us how this event came together. It looks like an awful lot of hard work.
It was, but just before we do that, I'd like to thank His Royal Highness, and I would like to thank His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh for making this event, which is in the Riyadh season, possible, which will showcase the best in boxing, along with the General Entertainment Authority of Saudi Arabia. Another person I would like to personally thank for opening the door to this huge opportunity for boxing is the Gypsy King, the #1 heavyweight in the world, Tyson Fury. A big thank you to all of Team Seller, led by Dr. Rakan. Spencer Brown's Gold Star Promotions, our team at Queensberry, for putting this all together under a huge pressures to get 16 fight contracts for these type of fights together and done quickly is really, really hard, and it takes a incredible amount of work and dedication to do it. I thank you all. In addition to this historical moment for world boxing, all under the vision of His Excellency, 16 fighters across all of these fights, in addition to the Queensberry and Gold Star and the 12 co-promoters in this event. This is historical. It is a game changer. And you know what changed the game? The first fight we did opening Riyadh season. That was the key to the door. That has changed the whole face of boxing, and this could be the norm, and I believe it will be the norm. We're going to see these great fights. We're seeing people, all like-minded, working together now. We're all working together to make these fights happen. And you know why we're doing it? We're doing it for the fans, because they're the ones who count. These are great fights. These are the fights that the world wants to see, and we will be delivering them on a regular basis. And it's all down to this man sitting up there. His vision has made this happen. Make no bones about it. He has made this happen, and we're delighted to all be a part of it. And I think I speak for all of us from that perspective. It's just a fantastic situation for boxing to be into, and it's going to be, as I said, a game changer.
Just on that, Frank, I mean, we were there in Riyadh a few weeks ago, certainly an experience I will never forget. Is Riyadh becoming the home of big-time boxing? That's what it feels like.
Well, it is. I mean, it's a new destination, and it will be. There's no doubt about it. There's big commitment for fights to happen in the future. It's been shown just within a course of a few weeks what's been put together here and what happened prior to that. There is a huge commitment, and that is brilliant for the sport. You know, boxing's a fantastic sport. It's one of the best sports in the world. You know, for me, it is the best sport in the world, and it's got some of the best athletes in the world, if not the best. It's the most dramatic sport of all of them. And these fights that everybody's been driving me mad about, Eddie mad about, you know, all the promoters along here saying, why isn't this not happening? They're going to happen. They will happen now. And that is going to be just something special.
Thank you very much, Frank. We'll come back to you for various fighters that you've got involved. Let's start talking to the fighters involved in some of these fights. Let's talk about some of these fights. Let's begin with, there's an unbeaten Cuban heavyweight, Frank Sanchez, takes on Commonwealth Games bronze medalist, New Zealand's heavyweight giant, Junior Farr. The fight is brought to you for Riyadh season by the NEC, the General Entertainment Authority, Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, Gold Star Promotions, Sella and DiBella Entertainment. Now we're going to start with Junior Farr, as Frank Sanchez can't be with us. Junior, a big moment to shine, a big stage for you, big opportunity. Tell us what's going on in the mind of Junior Farr.
In the mind of Junior Farr. Well, tell you what, first of all, this is just a great opportunity that I have to really showcase my skills and just to be on this massive stat card, probably the best card that the world has ever seen. So I'm taking the opportunity with both hands. Frank Sanchez is a great fighter, great technical heavyweight contender. I know what I'm in for, and I'm there to basically steal the night and just put on the performance of my lifetime. That's what I'm planning to do.
Well, Junior, look, Frank Sanchez isn't here, but I'm sure with the rest of the world, he is watching this press conference. Do you have a message for Frank Sanchez?
What's up, bro? Just train hard. I'll see you December 23rd.
Thank you very much, Junior. Nice message as well. Let's continue with another very intriguing heavyweight fight between two unbeaten heavyweights. Unbeaten Russian giant Arslanbek Makhmudov, a very scary-looking man, is taking on two-time European heavyweight champion Agit Kabayel. Agit Kabayel is here, but Makhmudov is not here. So we're going to speak to Kabayel. Agit, it feels like you have been on the cusp of big fights, linked to big fights for quite a while now, and now you've got the chance on a huge stage to go and make a name for yourself. Talk to us.
First about, thank you for the hospitality. My English is not perfect. I hope you understand. Yes, it's a big opponent. I'm ready for the 23 December. This is a very big opponent and very good organization. I'm happy and I'm ready.
And this Makhmudov guy, I saw him box a couple of weeks ago in Riyadh. He's a scary-looking guy. He made a lot of. He made quite an impression. Did he make an impression on you when you watched him?
Yes, I watched the fight. It's a very good opponent. I say this is a very aggressive guy, yes, this fight was a very good fight. Maybe this is two guys with a zero, not lose, and I hope this fight was a very, very two tough guys.
And if he's watching this, anything you want to say to him? Do you have a message?
I have a message for Makhmudov. Yes, Makhmudov, I hope you train good, and we will see on 23 December in Saudi Arabia. I'm ready.
Okay, thank you very much. Ajit Kabayel, cracking fight coming up, 2 unbeaten heavyweights, December 23rd. Let's continue with a clash of 2 unbeaten cruiserweights. The IBF and Ring Magazine champion from Australia, Jai Opetaia, takes on Britain's unbeaten Ellis Zorro. This fight is brought to you for Riyadh season by the NEC, the General Entertainment Authority, Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, Gold Star Promotions and Seller, in association with Matchroom Boxing and Tasman Fighters. And at this point, for the first time, I'm going to bring in promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, this is quite surreal. I didn't think I'd be at a top table asking you questions, but the world of boxing keeps moving, and here we are. You've got a few fighters on this show. Anthony, of course, who we'll come to later. But Dimitri Bivol, Jai Opetaia, big opportunity for them to maybe set up things for the future.
Yeah, firstly, Dev, thank you. It is surreal. I think it shows you the vision and the strength and the plans of His Excellency. Thank you very much for asking our fighters to be part of this incredible event. I think Frank touched on it earlier, collaboration. We all want the sport of boxing to grow. We have our rivalries, we're competitive, but we also want the best opportunities for our fighters. And we'll come on to AJ later, but for Dimitri Bivol, the number 175-pounder in the world, and Jai Opetaia, the best cruiserweight in the world, this was an opportunity to be part of something very special. I've never seen a card come together at speed like this, and thank you to, of course, His Excellency, but also to George Warren, to Spencer, and the teams at Queensberry and Matchroom that work very quickly to make these fights happen. And it just shows you when you want to make fights, when you have a vision, when it is in the best interest of the fighters, we can get it done. So I think it's refreshing to see the change, perhaps, in the way boxing works here today. And I think the event on December 23rd is the best event I've ever seen in the sport of boxing. So firstly, when you talk about Jai Opetaia, he came over recently in his, which unfortunately for Jordan Thompson has to be called a demolition job. I think it was a performance that grabbed the attention of the UK fans, the global fans. A shout out to Mick Francis, who has worked tirelessly in the career of Jai Opetaia to get him to where he is. This opportunity for him is life-changing. Ellis Zorro's a great young undefeated fighter, but we believe Jai Opetaia is the king of the cruiserweight division. And if you haven't seen him fight yet, tune in and be part of Riyadh season on December 23rd, because this kid is very special.
Thank you, Eddie. We'll come back to you on the Dimitri Bivol fight. Frank, I'm going to bring you in here. Ellis Zorro is your man. Big opportunity for him. You've only had him for a few fights now, and here he is, right in the deep end against Jai Opetaia. Tell us about this fight.
I will do. Just before we did that, very remiss of me, I did not include our thanks to Bob Arum and Top Rank, are also involved in the show, so I apologise to them. So, listen, for Ellis, this is a massive opportunity. This is a chance you get. They come along once in a while, and he's worked very hard. He's been very diligent. He's undefeated. He can punch. There's no doubt about that. I think they're both big punchers. So I think we're going to get something a little bit special on the night between the two of them. And he knows what he's got to do to become world champion. And I'm sure Jai knows what he's got to do to keep his title. But I think we're going to get a really, really good quality fight between them.
Well, let's bring in Ellis Zorro. Frank says you know what you've got to do on December 23rd. Do you?
Yeah, this is arguably the best cruiserweight in the world at the moment, so definitely got to be on my aim game. I'm really looking forward to it. This is the biggest event I've ever been involved with and probably will ever be involved with. So yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm looking forward to it.
Have you seen things in Opetaia that you think you can exploit? Did you watch the Jordan Thompson fight? Have you seen anything in his career where you're thinking, hey, maybe I can have some success there?
Not really. I have watched his fights. He's got a good boxing IQ. Obviously, he's a southpaw. He's quick. He's powerful. Haven't really seen any loopholes in him just yet. That doesn't mean that there isn't any. But yeah, I can't focus on what he's done to other opponents. You know, styles make fights. So yeah, that's what it is.
So Jordan Thompson was unable to get the job done that night. Why are you different to Jordan Thompson? Why can you cause more of a problem?
Like I said, I just think styles make fights. Jordan's a lot bigger, a much bigger target than I am. And we're just different fighters, so I can't necessarily look at that and take much from that, if I'm being honest, Dev.
Okay, thank you, Ellis. Let's bring in the IBF and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight World Champion, one of the best fighters out there, Jay Opetaia. Jay, it feels like, you know, getting a stage like this, you are starting to get the rewards for years and years of hard work. Tell us how you're feeling heading into this one.
You know, there's a big part of me that's so grateful to be a part of this card, but the other half's like, shit, you know, like I deserve to be here. I earned my spot here. And, you know, 23rd of December, I remind them, you know, the best cruiserweight on the planet.
Well, you beat a Brit last time out in Jordan Thompson. Do you think you can do a similar job on Ellis Sorrow? Eddie Hearn referred to it as a demolition job. Can you do a similar one?
Man, we just got to prepare how we prepare. You know, we got to get in those trenches, train hard, and anyone that is in front of me, we got to beat. So that's it. That's all we think of.
And I'm hearing that you're going to be in the Tyson Fury camp. Is that correct? You're going to help him prepare for Alexander Usyk?
Yeah, they've reached out for sparring. You know, when that happens, it happens. But, you know, I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on 23rd of December. You know, I've got a new mission in front of me, so let's get it done.
Well, Ellis Sorrow's just over there, right next to you. Is there anything you want to say to him? Any message you have for him there, just sat there?
Any message I have? No, man, I'm just ready. 23rd of December, man, this is what I do. You know, I'll remind everyone, the king of the cruiserweight division.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jay Opetaia. Two very respectful, unbeaten cruiserweights. Let's now move to the light heavyweight division where, again, simply one of the best fighters out there, pound-for-pound star, WBA light heavyweight champion, Dimitri Bivol, takes on the IBO world champion, Britain's Lyndon King Arthur. Now, the fight is brought to you for Riyadh season by the NEC, the General Entertainment Authority, Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, Spencer Brown's Gold Star Promotions and Seller in association with World of Boxing Promotions and Wasserman Boxing. Eddie, I'm going to come to you here first on this fight. Dimitri Bivol is someone you have long championed. Big chance for him on a big stage to really make an impression on December 23rd.
Yeah, I think Dimitri is an established pound-for-pound great in boxing. I think the job that Andrei Rybinski and Vadim Kornilov did with World of Boxing has been incredible, and it took him a long time to get his breakout fight. That came against probably, well, unquestionably at the time, the pound-for-pound number one, Saul Canelo Alvarez. The victory over him from Dimitri Bivol was...
Does that still hurt, by the way?
No, listen, you know, we were working with both, but Frank Smith, who can't be here today, is Dimitri's biggest supporter, and Vadim did a great job, and that win was iconic in boxing. A great win as well against Gilberto Ramirez last time out, some time out with injury, and now back in a great fight. I'm so pleased to see Lyndon Arthur get the opportunity. You know, this is such a great opportunity for so many British fighters, and I'm glad that it was given to Lyndon Arthur, who's, you know, you've seen him in great fights against Anthony Yard, winning and losing, and he'll give it everything with Pat Barrett and the team on December 23rd. But for Dimitri Bivol, we all know what he wants. He wants the winner of Artur Beterbiev against Callum Smith for undisputed. I'm sure that's a fight that will be discussed in due course, but Lyndon Arthur got other plans, and I think it's a great matchup.
Thank you, Eddie. Well, let's bring in Lyndon Arthur, the IBO World Light Heavyweight Champion. Lyndon, for many fans, this seemed to come out of nowhere. Did this come out of nowhere for you? Were you expecting an opportunity like this to knock on your door?
It kind of came out of nowhere, but, you know, it is what it is. This is boxing, and this is what happens in boxing. You have to take these kind of opportunities when they come. So,
big stage. This, you know, you call yourself Lyndon King Arthur. You can become the king on December 23rd. What are your thoughts about this fight and about Dimitri Bivol?
Everyone knows how good Bivol is. It's no like secret. You know, we beat Canelo and stuff like that. But I have to do what I have to do, and I have to come in here and try and upset the the plans that he's got for the future. So I'm excited to be a part of this big event. There's a lot of main event cards on here, fighters on here, sorry. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
And have you seen anything in Dimitri Bivol that you can exploit?
Yeah, loads. I can't wait.
Okay, thank you, Lyndon Arthur. Let's bring in the WBA World Light Heavyweight Champion, Dimitri Bivol. It's been a while since we've seen you. We saw the fight with Canelo, we saw the brilliant fight with Gilberto Ramirez as well, and you've been away. You must be itching to get back in there.
First of all, hello everyone, and I want to say thank you for Saudi Arabia and Turkey Al Sheikh for making this incredible event, and I'm glad to be a part of this event. What about my fight? Of course, I'm glad that I'm coming back in the ring because I'm really missed to fight. And I want to say thank you to the team of Lyndon Arthur that he took this fight. For this moment, for today, I think this is the best opponent for me in the light heavyweight division.
What have you seen of Lyndon Arthur?
I know that he has good boxing skills, he has his discipline, and he's the champion, IBO champion, world champion.
And what do you want to show the fans December 23rd? What do you want them to say about Dimitri Bivol?
Please repeat.
What will fans say about you on December 23rd?
You know, I just wanna go to the ring and show Dimitri Bivol. I wanna show boxing skills. I wanna make good fight. I wanna move forward to my goal.
Thank you very much, Dimitri. We look forward to that one. Let's continue back in the heavyweight division where we've got an unbeaten IBF World Mandatory Challenger, Filip Hrgović, risking his status against the heavy-handed Mark de Mori from Australia. This fight is brought to you for Riyadh season by the NEC, the General Entertainment Authority, Frank Warren on behalf of Queensbury Promotions, Spencer Brown's Gold Star Promotions and Seller. Let's start with Mark de Mori. Mark, you have been unbeaten in the last 6 years. It's 11 wins on the bounce. Big chance for you to shine on December 23rd.
Yeah, I've got 11 wins in a row, 10 by knockout, and I'm aware that they haven't been the same class as Filip Hrgović. I've watched his career. I'm very aware he's very talented. He hits hard. He's got a good chin. But any human being that I fight, I'm going to try and rupture his spleen. I'm going to attack his body. And I'm not going to sit on the end of his jab and try and win a 12-round fight against a guy of that height, looking for a very violent first 4 rounds. And what will be, but I'm there to try and fight, and I'm there to try and expose something. And I'm very aware he's a very good, strong fighter. I watched him, but I'm there to try. And I'm going to try in those first 4 rounds and let those hands fly and see what can happen.
What would a win for Mark de Mori mean?
It completely changed my career, my life. The money you could make in a rematch, the money for the next fight, the confidence it would have in myself, in the way I could tell my kids, my grandkids, what I did with my career. That's how much respect I have for Filip Hrgović. But also I know my personality, and I know when that bell goes, respect finishes, and you want to win. It's your nature. We're all gunslingers. None of us here want to be accountants or, librarians. We're here to fight. We love it. We love the money, don't get me wrong, but we're here because we love to fight. Respect Filip, but I'll let my hands go.
All right, thank you, Mark. Let's bring in the man they call El Animal, unbeaten heavyweight contender Filip Hrgović. Filip, this is a big, big night, and you've referred to yourself as the next heavyweight champion. Is this a chance to show everyone that you are all about business?
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Turkey for giving me this great opportunity. Thanks to government of Saudi Arabia to putting this great night for boxing. I'm glad to be part of that. Very excited. And I'm glad that my opponent is also very excited. So I hope so we put up good performance and give to the fans what they want to see.
Well, you are the IBF mandatory. You are next in line. Who do you want to win that fight out of Fury and Usyk, and who do you think will win that fight?
Yeah, I'm next in the line for the heavyweight championship of the world, and I'll fight the winner of Usyk against Fury, or if they vacate the title, if they want to do a rematch, I'll fight the next best ranked contender on the IBF rankings, and that will be the winner of fight Joshua against Wallin. So next year will be interesting. We'll see what will happen, but I'm looking forward to big fights.
Thank you very much, Philip. Frank, I'm just going to bring you in here. It's another fantastic, heavyweight in the mix here in Filip Hrgović, and there could be some big nights coming up for him in Riyadh. Give us your thoughts.
Look, he's got a win over Zhang, and he's in the #1 position, so he can't afford to lose this fight. He wants to get a crack at the world title. He's got to win the fight. He's very capable, undefeated, and I think it's going to be quite interesting. I think it's going to be a really interesting fight, and whatever happens next year, again, he will be involved in quality fights. There's no doubt about that. He's got to keep winning. If he keeps winning, he will get his shot at the title. No doubt about it.
Thank you, Frank. Let's keep it moving. In the heavyweight division, we've got a very, very intriguing fight here between Britain's hard-hitting former WBA heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois against America's loud, outspoken, unbeaten and brash Jarrell Big Baby Miller. This fight is brought to you for Riyadh season by the NEC, the General Entertainment Authority, Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, Spencer Brown's Gold Star Promotions and Seller in association with Salita Promotions. Now, before we speak to the fighters, let's hear from the promoters. I'll bring in one of the hardest working promoters out there in Dimitri Salita. Jarrell Miller is a guy that you have been backing for a long time now. He's right behind you there as well. Big chance to remind the world what Big Baby's about.
Thank you. First of all, we're very grateful to participate in this event, and I'm very grateful to His Excellency and to Queensberry. It's been a great honor to work with you guys. I've been saying this for a long time. Jarrell has the skills, the personality to be one of the best heavyweights in the world. This is a big step in that direction, and I believe he's going to be explosive, sensational, exciting, and victorious on December 23rd.
How do you see this fight going? Because Daniel Dubois, in his last fight, he boxed Usyk. There's a lot of controversy around that fight. Jarrell Miller, I don't know if he's boxed at that level yet, but tell us how you break down this fight.
I think Daniel Dubois is a very talented fighter. He has shown that he's hungry, he has a lot of power, he wants to win, but Jarrell's tenacity, his size, his power, I believe is going to be his key to victory. And Jarrell, with an impressive victory, fits himself right in to the big fights with Anthony Joshua, the winner of Tyson Fury versus Usyk, Deontay Wilder, etc. He is an elite heavyweight, and I believe it's just a matter of time until he reestablishes himself as that, and December 23rd is a big step in that direction.
Thank you, Dimitri. We'll come back to you when we're talking about Otto Wallin. I'll bring in Frank Warren here. You are Daniel Dubois' promoter. This is Daniel's first fight since that Alexander Usyk fight, and you would be forgiven for maybe an easy touch, but in front of you, you've got a 300-pound pressure fighter who's unbeaten and coming to take Daniel's head off. Tell us your thoughts.
Look, Daniel needs a fight. He needs a tough fight. He's got to go out there and show everybody what he's about. He was that much away from becoming world champion. I'm not going into the controversy again, but he can punch. And there's been some doubters out there. We believe in him. He believes in himself. So he's got to get out there now and show what he's all about. He's a young man. And this is, at the end of the day, I'm with the greatest respect to all you fellas. A lot of them are getting older. He's a young guy. He's got a big opportunity here to on this stage to show that he can do it and what he's all about. And I've got faith in him to do it. And obviously you're going to speak to him yourself and ask him. But he cannot afford now to slip up. This is it. This is his big moment in time, and we're going to find out what Daniel Dubois is all about.
Thank you, Frank. Well, let's bring in Jarrell Big Baby Miller. We are going to find out what Daniel Dubois is all about on December 23rd. Are we going to find out what you're all about?
First of all, I want to say, we got to wake this crowd up. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Brother Turkey, for putting on this event. Frank Warren, George, for working diligently behind the scene and making it happen. Brother Spencer Brown, for really putting this together. And thank you, Daniel Dubois, for being the dummy to sign the contract, because I'm going to beat your ass. Listen, man, proof is in the pudding. When I talk that shit, but I back it up every time. So was it kickboxing or boxing, I'm going in there and I'm going to rip his head off. You know, there's a saying we have in New York. I mean, if you don't like vulgarness, cover your ear. We smell bitch in him. And once the bitch is in you, it ain't going nowhere. He quit against Joy Joyce. He got beat up and knocked out by a jab by Usyk, and those are small guys. I mean, Joy Joyce is big, but he ain't big baby big. So I'm telling you something, when you find a mean guy like me that's throwing 80 punches around, got a good chin, don't quit, come forward, I'm kicking his ass, and I'm sending him to early retirement, plain and simple.
Okay, well, let's...
Ask your mama, too.
Let's actually bring in Daniel Dubois here. Daniel, you've just heard a lot of comments there. He says he's going to kick your ass. He's talked about doing all sorts of things to you on December 23rd. How does that sound?
Excited for it, you know, this is it. Big time boxing, baby. I want to chop that tree down, and that's what I'm planning to do.
Jarrell, what do you think of Daniel Dubois?
If shit had a twin, it'd be his face. It's plain and simple. I mean, listen, bro. Like I said before, we could talk the talk and walk the walk. I talk and I back it up. Like I said, I think the new trainer put the battery in his back, try to motivate him to get in there with the likes of me. You know what I mean? He was scared to fight Joseph Parker. I heard Joseph Parker move too much for him, so he don't want to chase him around. So he thought because I'm inactive, he going to fight a big guy like me. But I come forward, and I'm just mean, hungry. And like I said before, there's nothing he's going to do to me that's going to bother me. I'm going to hit him with everything in the kitchen sink, and I'm going to send him back to his trainer, and I'm going to tell him, I told you so. So listen, plain and simple, come December 21st, I'm going to kick your stuttery ass. Watch.
Daniel, any response to that? That's
Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready for it. I'm motivated for this fight. And, you know, after that fight and the emotions that fight stirred up in me, I'm up for it. And I want to really go
You're going to make him pay?
Hey?
You make him pay for it?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Good, that's what we want.
His promoter got to hype him up because he over there, he's stealing a bag of chips over there, boy. Listen, man, I'm telling you right now, man, I'm going to fry your ass. Anybody, once I kick his behind, I'm going to buy everybody fish and chips in here. Bet my word on that. And Frank, we're going to talk long term. Don't worry, after I cook your boy. I feel bad for you for putting that money behind that dude. It's a wrap.
We will see.
Jarrell, I've just got one more for you because you have a kind of hostility with a number of heavyweights. I've seen recent things with Deontay Wilder. Of course, you were scheduled at one point to fight Anthony Joshua. Do you have anything to say to anyone else up here?
Oh, they can all kiss my black ass. Deontay and AJ. I don't like none of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm trying to say? But one thing I can tell you is that after I finish with Dubois, I definitely want Manuel Chark because he got that belt. Them dudes got losses, and there ain't nothing over there for them belts right now. But I tell you one thing, though. We all know for a fact that AJ don't want no smoke with Deontay.
Shut the fuck up.
And even though...
Start with me, you know.
Even though...
Miller, don't start with me.
Even though...
You know, I'll come over there and slap you, and I see you brought your mum here
I
again.
must kick your ass last time.
I see you brought your mum here again because you need a rent paid.
Boy, shut up. You're not built like that. But like I was saying, we all know that AJ don't want no smoke with Deontay. As much as I don't like Deontay, I know Deontay will put that motherfucker in the grave. So I'll make it easy for you. Either you can fight Deontay and go to the grave, or fight me and go to the hospital. Either way, you can get your ass whooped. So pick your poison. So let's stop all that talking. Take Eddie Hearn out your ass and pick somebody that really can fight. Either me or Deontay, one of us Americans whoop your ass. So stop running over your English muffin.
You are not doing nothing.
Listen, bro. You softer than baby.
You are not doing nothing to me. Watch your mouth.
You let my little cousin
Miller, watch your mouth.
You softer than
watch
baby
your mouth.
shit.
I'll come over
Stop
there
running
and
from
slap
me.
it for you.
Stop running from
Watch your
Deontay. Man the fuck up and fight somebody with a heartbeat, bro. Shut up.
But Daniel Dubois got to stop this. We can't have it, Daniel. Tell him you're not going to let him do this, Daniel.
Daniel, anything to say? Not right now, but we're going to keep things moving. Thank you very much, Jarrell Miller. And
you're welcome.
Joshua, we're going to start talking about your fight now as well. Of course, one of the co-main events on December 23rd, pits the former two-time unified world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, not against Jarrell Miller. He is taking on
Jarrell Miller.
Otto Wallin.
Man, kiss my black ass.
But I do think he will fight Miller one day.
You ain't my promoter to judge what I'm going to do in my career.
And he is taking on Otto Wallin on December 23rd. The fight is brought to you for Riyadh season by the NEC, the General Entertainment Authority, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, Frank Warren's Queensbury Promotions, Spencer Brown's Gold Star Promotions, AJ Boxing and Seller in association with Salita Promotions. Let's bring in Dimitri Salita. Otto Wallin, your man, is in a tremendous position right now in the rankings, and he's got this chance now again against Anthony Joshua here. Tell us what you're thinking about this fight.
Well, Otto Wallin has shown his world-class ability versus his incredible fight with Tyson Fury. He stayed busy. He's been working with his excellent trainer, one of the best teachers in the game, Joey Gamache, perfecting his craft, and coming off his last win against Murat Gassiev, which was very impressive. I believe that Otto has the skills, the confidence to win this big fight.
Thank you, Dimitri. Let's bring in Eddie Hearn here, Anthony Joshua's promoter. Eddie, you have been with Anthony every step of the way, and now the next fight is against a southpaw who's coming off a great win. How are you feeling about this one?
I think it's a very tough fight. I think it's a great fight. Hello to Dimitri, who, you know, fighters should know, like Otto Wallin. Dimitri Salita has been trying to land this fight for years against Anthony Joshua. After every fight that AJ's had, Dimitri phones me. What about Otto Wallin? You know, we saw him in a great fight with Tyson Fury. I think, and not a lot of people know even about his victory on the road against Gassiev in Russia just a few weeks ago. It was a massive win for him. We respect him. He's well schooled. He's 6'6". He's a good southpaw, but we see something different from AJ now. You know, I think the plan at the start of this year was to box 3 times. When he was unified world heavyweight champion, the politics, the mandatories led to a lot of inactivity. He boxed in April, he boxed in August, and now he boxes in December. I think, you know, and I'm definitely biased, but I believe that there's the best chapter to write yet in the story of Anthony Joshua. You know, what he's given to this sport. He sold out arenas at Wembley Stadium, Millennium Stadium, Madison Square Gardens, Riyadh before. This is his 3rd fight in Saudi Arabia. He's changed the complete face of boxing. And it's a pleasure to go back. And you know, when we had the approach from His Excellency to bring Anthony Joshua to Saudi Arabia, it was a fight and a challenge that he wants to take. He wants to become world heavyweight champion again. I believe he can do it. And I think you're going to see a destructive performance from him. And I like what I see up here at the press conference. You know, no games, no mucking around. Business on December 23rd, move forward. We know there's another great heavyweight there in Deontay Wilder. That's a massive fight to potentially bring to Saudi Arabia in 2024. Filip Hrgović down there, the IBF #1. Otto Wallin is IBF #2. This lines up everything for Anthony Joshua, one of the biggest fights of his career. And as I said, the greatest chapter in the story of Anthony Joshua yet to write. And I can't wait to see him shine on December 23rd.
Thank you very much, Eddie Hearn. Let's bring in Otto Wallin here. I mean, Otto, as Eddie mentioned there, you've got that win over Murat Gassiev, which maybe went under the radar a bit, but it was a tremendous win. Your tail must be high right now. You must have all the confidence in the world heading into this fight.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for putting on this show. It's really unbelievable what they've done in 1 week. With all these fighters, this is a huge event, and I'm so happy to be part of it. So thank you very much, and thanks to Queensbury and Frank Warren that we dealt with. We got the call 1 week ago. My manager, Jolene, and I, we spoke about this fight. We thought it made sense. We went back and forth with Joshua's side. We came to a conclusion in 2 days, maybe. And so it was an easy fight to make for us. And I'm so happy. I just coming off the great win with Gassiev. It was 5-6 weeks ago now. I did not expect to fight once more this year, but this is really amazing. I'm coming off of that win. I'm in a great position. I'm a promotional free agent. I'm ranked #2 with the IBF, so I'm really on top of the world. Getting this fight, I'm so ready for it. I've been waiting for it for a long time, and I'm just so happy and blessed to be in this position.
You've boxed before in the amateurs. Anthony Joshua won that fight. You've sparred countless rounds as well. Can you take anything away from what you already learned about Anthony Joshua?
Well, I think we both have a good idea of each other. I think that I fought him when I first started boxing, pretty much. I didn't have many fights. He didn't have many fights. We fought. I lost a close decision. We fought again a couple years after, England versus Sweden. He won a close decision again. Then we sparred in 2016 before he fought Charles Martin. And I think, honestly, Joshua, he was on his way up. He's a very good fighter. He was a very good fighter at that time also. And, you know, I pretty much feel like he had his peak maybe around 2018. Joshua, he deserves a lot of respect. He's done a lot for himself. He comes from humble beginnings to really conquer the division for some time. But now I feel like he's on his way down, on his way out, and I'm going to help him with that, and I'm going to win this fight.
All right, well, let's bring in former two-time unified world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Anthony, you are an iconic night, a historic night. You're no stranger to these sorts of nights. Tell us your feelings heading into this one.
Why isn't Eddie asking me questions? You're my promoter.
Eddie, would you like to ask Anthony a question?
Thank you. AJ, a massive moment for you, 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
People talking about you've peaked, people talking about this might be...
People talking about our peaks have never even seen what a peak looks like in their whole career, so I don't know what they're talking about, number one. Secondly, I want to thank His Highness Turkey and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for putting a phenomenal card together. And I'm looking forward to delivering my message to Otto Wallin on December 23rd.
Obviously, this time around, short notice, 3 fights in 1 year. That was the plan when we set off for 2023.
Yeah.
You're going to deliver that, and it could lead to a huge 2024. But everybody talking about future fights, just purely focused on Otto Wallin, December 23rd.
Yeah. I can't predict the future, but I know where I want to go. I know what I want to do, and I'm sticking to that plan. I set out a plan at the start of this year, and I'm sticking to that. I'm a man of my word. I stand firm on what I believe, and I believe I'm going to be 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. And my first stop to that in getting in the rankings is putting on a demolishing job against Otto Wallin.
And finally, sorry, Dev, finally,
crack on.
Your 3rd fight in Saudi Arabia, back to Riyadh. I know every time you've been, it's been an incredible,
phenomenal
experience. Incredible Riyadh season. We saw a breathtaking production, an event with Fury against Ngannou.
Yeah.
Excited to get back to the kingdom.
100%. When my family heard we was going back to Saudi, my phone started ringing off. When can we get tickets? When can we book flights? They get treated real nice when they go there. I'm focused on my fight, of course, but my whole family, my community is going to be out there. There's going to be 100 of us strong, and it's going to be a really good time to be in Saudi Arabia. So if this is the first time you're hearing it, make sure you get booked up to head out to Saudi Arabia. December 23rd, it's going to be big, and I don't think we've ever seen a card like this before.
And just definitely, finally, when we sat down in that meeting with His Excellency, just on Monday night, the vision that we saw, the passion that we saw for boxing, something that we all share.
100%. So this isn't a one-stop shop. This is what I like about the vision, is that there's a map, a roadmap with checkpoints, and I can't wait to get to the final destination. So as I said, this is my first stop, and December 23rd, I'll deliver that message, and I'll be on my way again onto the next bigger and better opportunity in 2024. I'm fully focused on this fight. I'm determined to win, and I'm determined to get back to my peak, if that's what they want to call it.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Eddie. I think all those questions I had written down here anyway, Eddie, so I think we're good. I think we covered it. Let's talk about the co-main event on December 23rd. A fight between two former world heavyweight champions, the long-reigning former WBC world heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder taking on former WBO world heavyweight champion Joseph Parker. Now, the fight is brought to you for Riyadh season by the NEC, the General Entertainment Authority, Frank Warren on behalf of Queensbury Promotions, Spencer Brown's Gold Star Promotions and Seller in association with Bomb Squad and Duco Events. Now, firstly, I'm going to bring in Shelley Finkel here, the long-time manager of Deontay Wilder. Shelley, great to have you. Fans have been crying out for the return of Deontay Wilder, and it's finally here on a big, big stage.
If anyone knows me, they know I do not speak long. My fighters do the speaking in the ring. Evander Holyfield, just before the Buster Douglas fight, said to me, "Shelley, how come you don't talk on loud like some other people?" I said, "They don't pay me for that, they pay you." And he went out and did the job with Buster Douglas. There was no reason for me to speak. This incredible card, we should all thank His Excellency for putting it together with, of course, the promoters here, Matchroom and Queensberry. When you look at what everything up here is, there's nothing I could say that would top this. So I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much, Shelley Finkel. Let's bring in Joseph Parker. Joseph, you had a very clear mission statement at the Battle of the Baddest at the event just a few weeks ago in Riyadh. You wanted to look good, you wanted to get the win, and you wanted to get out in December. Tick, tick, tick. Here you are. Your reward is Deontay Wilder. Tell us your thoughts.
Firstly, thank you to those involved for putting on this event. Excellency, Spencer Brown, Queensbury, trainers, Andy Lee, George Locker for the work that we've done so far, and big man Tyson Fury for all his help. And we've made a decision at the beginning of the year to keep busy, and this is the fourth fight in the year, and it's a fight that really excites me. I'm excited for this fight. You know, throughout my career, I've never went away from big fights and big opportunity, and this fight with Wilder, I'm ready for it. You know, I know we're here doing what we need to do, but I can't wait to get back into camp and put in work for this fight. I respect Wilder, respect Malik Scott as trainer and everything that they've done in boxing, but he is in my way. I know what I can do, and I'm here to win.
And Joseph, you have been in camps with Tyson Fury, who was preparing for Deontay Wilder. What have you taken from those camps, if anything?
You know, I rely on Andy Lee, my trainer, to give me advice and to come up with a plan, but Tyson has a lot of advice as well and knowledge on Deontay Wilder, being the person to beat him, also fighting him 3 times, so I'm going to lean on Tyson Fury in this camp.
Well, look, one of Tyson's advantages was he was just so big. He maybe 50 pounds heavier at times. What are your advantages over Deontay Wilder?
So you're going to see December 23. I feel like in my career, sort of went down a bit, but I got a spark back, you know, and I'm going to come in with a lot of movement, a lot of speed. What was that?
Lights out.
Okay.
He
Nice.
said lights out.
For you.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. Let's bring in Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, it's as I said to Shelley, it's been so long since we've seen you. I think we've seen about 3 minutes in a few years. You must be so ready to come back and show the world what you can do. Tell us.
It's been a journey. First off, hello everyone. It's been a journey for me. I'm very excited to be here today. What a magnificent card that we have. We have so many warriors on this card. You know, it's overwhelming to be in the same room with so many other fighters. You know, some you done had in camp, some you done competed against, and some you're looking forward to in the future to compete against. And it's just a blessing to be able to have so many promoters to come together. You know, Queensberry promotion, Matchroom, and last but not least, Your Excellency. I appreciate you guys so much, you know, and the staff and put this magnificent card together. And I'm just ready to go, you know. When people come to see heavyweight boxing, they come to see excitement, but most of all, they come to see knockouts. And one thing for sure, you know, when I come, that's what I come to deliver, you know, and come December the 23rd, I'm coming to do the same thing. I'm on the same mission, you know, to regain my title back and to unify the division. That's my main goal. I got everything I want and need in life, but to come back and to finish what I started, it's gonna mean everything to me. To just put that little icing on the cake with everything else that I've accomplished, the statue that I have, and many more things that will come in the future.
What do you think of Joseph Parker? This is a fight that was talked about a few years ago when you were WBC World Champion, he was WBO World Champion. It could have been a unification at that time. You were linked to fight then. What do you think of him?
Well, many times throughout my career, I didn't have the opportunity to have unification fights. I've delivered opportunity to guys, but the energy hasn't been returned back to me for various reasons. But, you know, God is good at the end of the day. And with Joseph Parker, you know, I think highly of him. He's an amazing human being, you know, as a man. And he's a great fighter as well. And it's going to be a remarkable feeling to finally be able to share the ring with him once and for all.
Well, Deontay, I've heard you refer to your power as a blessing and a curse. What does that mean?
I mean, it's a blessing because I have the ability to knock a single man out with one punch. You know, this is something that's been with me all my life, not something that's just been developed. And the curse has been that I'm able to do that. It allow people to shy away from me, to become fearful of what may happen, you know, when they fight against me. And sometimes that can be harmful to the business of boxing, because as fans, they just want to see the best fight the best, no matter what, win, lose, or draw. And that's what it should be about. All these fighters up here, we're all warriors. And I always said all the time, and I'll forever say it to the end of me, that we risk our lives for other entertainment. You know, and that right there is that in itself is just, I mean, it's just, you wouldn't know what it feels like unless you as a fighter and get in the ring, you know. Many people talk what they talk and they say what they say, but until you able to get in the ring and see what that feels like and go through all the training and all the ups and downs what come with that, and your personal life as well on top of that, it's a lot. It's a lot you have to deal with. It's a lot that you have to go through, but at the end of the day, man, you know, we do it for our fans, we do it for the love that we have for this business, and to take care of our families.
One thing you said there, Deontay, you said about the power being a blessing and a curse. You said it's a curse because it can make other heavyweights shy away from you. Do you think any heavyweights on these two tables have ever shied away from a fight with Deontay Wilder?
You're so messy. But, you know, hey, I don't really have to say much. Y'all done heard me many times throughout the years, what I've been saying and what I've been talking about or whatever. So I don't think that I really have to necessarily just call out anything or point out any names or whatever, you know, at this moment in time. At this moment in time, my mind is solely set on Joseph Parker. That's it.
Shut your mouth.
That is a question that I actually have as well. Thank you, Derek Chisora. Do you plan on knocking out Joseph Parker? And if so, which round? And Joseph, you should be all ears here.
That's what I come to do, you know, and that's my only mission to come to do. When I look at the heavyweight division, that's what, you know, a win is a good thing. It's just like basketball, you know. I can shoot threes, I can shoot twos, but it ain't nothing like a dunk for me. You know, everybody different. Everybody got their own, you know, personal thing that they like to do, but that's what I'm known for. And not just in boxing, in real life as well. You know what I mean? So I'm glad and I'm blessed to be able to bring it to something that means something. You know, it ain't just doing it for recreational. You know, we're doing it for a purpose, a reason. We all of us uplift people, we motivate, and we inspire people. And that's what I want to continue to do, to uplift, motivate, and inspire. And if anybody get inspiration off of me knocking people out and seeing that, the excitement, that's what I'm here to do. You know, I mean well for everyone, but we have a job to do at the end of the day.
One final thing, Deontay. Look, a fight that you have been linked to for so many years. I understand Joseph Parker is your next fight, but I can't ignore that I have yourself there and I have Anthony Joshua here, a fight that has been linked for so long. You talked about having to get a plane to come over here and speak to Anthony Joshua. Do you have anything to say to him here at this press conference table?
You know, it's good to be in the same room with him, to see him face to face. You know, it's been a long time coming. I wish you nothing but the best, bro. And hopefully soon we can get it on in the ring and get the people what they want, once and for all. But I wish you nothing but the best, even if it doesn't happen. But I believe it's going to happen. I believe it will. It's about that time. But even if it don't, I wish you nothing but the best, nothing less.
Thank you, Deontay. Okay, let's finish up with Frank Warren. Frank, this has certainly whet the appetite here today. So many great fights coming up December 23rd. Give us your final thoughts.
Well, look, this is a magnificent card. You've got these warriors on here, you know, some of the best fighters in the world, a lot of big guys here. And this is what it's all about. This is what big-time boxing is all about. This is about giving the fights to the fans, making them happen, and they're happening. And from this, hopefully some other fights that the fans want to see will happen. We've got the two best heavyweights in the world are going to be fighting for the unifying the title fairly soon, and you'll hear more about that. In the meantime, you've got two guys here in Otto Wallin and in Joseph Parker who could upset the fight, well, I think, which is the next fight everybody wants to see, and that's AJ and Deontay. That's the fight we want to see, but will it get ruined? Are these guys going to ruin everybody's dream of seeing that fight? I know these two fighters definitely want it and want to get it on, so we will see. Everything is on the line with this. Everything is on the line. These are real, proper fights, proper challenges for everyone. And at the end of the day, as I always say, it'll be the fans who benefit. And His Excellency sitting over there, it is down to his vision, the vision that he had and the wherewithal to make this happen. And me as a boxing fan, I applaud him for it.
Thank you very much, Frank. Thank you to everyone who has joined us today and said their bit. And it's December 23rd. Did you want to say something else?
One more thing, and I would say this because I'm his dad, and George Warren, and as Eddie said earlier, he's been, and all the guys up here, he's worked very hard with the team behind the scenes, and he doesn't like too much getting up front. He should do, because he does more than I do, that's for sure. But anyway, this is going to be an event that everybody's going to be proud of, and he had a big part in it.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, George, as well. December 23rd, it is unprecedented, it is historic, it is unrivaled. We continue Riyadh season with the Day of Reckoning. Very shortly, we'll get a big group photo down the front here, and at this point, we would like to welcome to the stage the Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh.
Okay.
That was fun. That was entertaining as well. Very disappointed that we're not going to get head-to-heads. I don't think we are. We're going to get a group photo. I don't want to see a group photo. I want to see nose-to-nose, face-to-face, eyeball-to-eyeball. That's what I want to see, which is a bit disappointing. But look, we are going to dissect what we just saw there. Myself, Tony Bellew and Darren Barker. It got heated when Jarrell Miller started talking. That was interesting. AJ's reaction to Jarrell Miller. Deontay Wilder, very cool, very calm, collective. Otto Wallin, very, very confident. But look, the guys are lining up now for a group photo. I mean, come on. I don't want to see this. This isn't it. This isn't it. I almost feel like, oh, look, AJ's. Oh, I thought AJ was going to walk straight to Wilder there for a second.
Will Miller back up what he's just said?
No.
No? You don't think it was...
What's he going to do? You're with live people in here, and no one... You have to understand, we're not... Well, what fighters are not scared of no one. That someone puts it on you, it's happening. So, Josh is not scared of no one. I like Deontay's demeanour the most. I also like Josh's, to be fair. Very attentive, very about it.
You know, that photo of AJ and Wilder together there,
yes,
without them being separated by other fighters, is going to be the fight that gets on the front pages tomorrow morning.
No, that's the one that everyone wants to see.
That is the one. Good photo, though. Quite a few champions there.
It's incredible. Hearing all the fighters talk and now seeing them all there stood next to each other, it's incredible.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look.
Should be head-to-heads, though.
Yeah, 100% should be head-to-heads. The Zone, as you guys know, is the home of live boxing. Not just boxing, it's the home of so many other sports as well.
The stage is set and we are here.
Oh, this is exciting.
Look at these two guys. And still.
On the biggest stage of all,
a great run. Great chance for Pyro.
What a finish.
Talk about world-class striking. Somebody has to win.
I created this monster.
This is a big step up for you.
The resume has been sensational.
This is what we wanted, and they're delivering.
There you go, a bit of something for everyone there. Loads of different sports, including NFL Game Pass as well. This Sunday, big games coming up. The Jets at the Bills, the Raiders at the Dolphins, the Eagles at the Chiefs, and NFL Red Zone Week 11. You are well and truly covered if you're an NFL fan with The Zone right now. There you go, photo over. Oh, we are doing head-to-heads. Okay, I take it back, people. We are doing head-to-heads.
This is what you want to see.
This is it. This is
and
it.
Joseph Parker is not as small as I thought he'd be against Deontay.
He certainly isn't.
Lots of respect there, though. It's great to see.
Deontay's attitude has changed towards the game, I think, after the Tyson Fury most recent fight. So,
yeah,
I just think he's a different person now.
By the way, Otto Vollin's a lot bigger than I thought he was as well.
He's 6'6", the same height as Josh.
You heard Otto Wallin say in the press conference they have fought twice before as amateurs. AJ's won both of those.
Means nothing.
Nothing at all?
Absolutely nothing. Two different sports, Addy. Completely different sports.
He said that AJ's reached his peak. He said his peak was 2018. So AJ's peak was 5.5 years ago.
I see why he says that, though. I do understand why he says that, because we haven't seen what he was doing then since then, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I do understand why he's saying that.
And I like what AJ says in response to that. He's still searching for his peak, still waiting to get there.
Yeah. AJ's about it. This is the, I don't want to say angriest, but this is the, see, look, he's never like this at presses, and this is the first time in a long time I've seen him at it.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
No, this is what we need.
You want a bit of nastiness to him. He wants to destroy Otto Wallin.
Is AJ sending a subliminal message to Deontay Wilder by doing this?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. 100%. 100%.
By the way, that word wasn't easy to get out.
There's a different look in his eyes. There's a different look in Josh's eyes. There's a different demeanour to the way he's carrying himself. 100%.
This is quite a long one, this is.
Out of everybody on that stage, he strikes me, AJ, as the one that's desperate for that first bell first.
Yeah.
He wants to get in there.
Yeah, I get that down.
As soon as possible. He's desperate for that first bell.
Whoa, getting a bit closer. Getting a bit closer. Jump in, someone. Jump in. You know, obviously, look, big AJ fan, but I'm happy for Otto Wallin as well. We're searching for another big fight after the Tyson Fury fight, after the Gassiev win, and now we get on a massive card.
Here we go.
He deserves it.
Here we go.
Jarrell Miller is enormous.
I told you, he's like a box. He's as big as he is wide, tall.
The big fat baby, guys.
You know what I will say? Daniel Dubois, guys, is a big human being, and he doesn't look it.
Wait till you see Jarrell's lips start moving. That he is going to end him verbally. Daniel Dubois could not keep up with Jarrell Miller verbally.
But
I
as
hope,
you know, Tony, this is a boxing match.
But I hope Daniel Dubois shuts him down, because we need Jarrell Miller away from the sport.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Someone had to say it. This guy had more drugs in him than the Incredible Hulk.
He's such a good character. He's such a good talker, but what he's done is unexcusable.
By the way, I've been told that AJ is going to join us on stage. Be interesting to hear what AJ has to say about what Otto Wallin was talking to him about. The Jarrell Miller back and forth between AJ as well will be interesting. All right, see, I know we've had some big heavyweights on stage, but I can tell you this. Jaya Pattaya is the scariest man on that stage.
He's driven. He's driven. And that, when I speak to him, when I shake hands with him, and we embraced earlier, all that strikes me is he's driven. He has a look in his eyes that it's like he's looking through you and not at you. The bad man.
Well, I asked you, Ade, who would you rather fight? Opetaya or Holyfield in his prime? And you said Opetaya. I don't think there could be much bigger compliment than that, how great Holyfield was when he was in his prime. I mean, I'm with you, Tony. He's a scary guy, and to commentate in his last fight was an absolute joy and pleasure, and I can't wait to see him again.
Might be small for the cruiserweight, but believe you me, he is about it. He is at it, he is strong, he is very quick, he is game as they come. Really good fighter.
Massive opportunity here for Lyndon Arthur against Dimitri Bivol. Won't be easy. I think Dimitri Bivol's not just the best light heavyweight on the planet. I think Dimitri Bivol's a top 6, top 7 pound for pound fighter. So this is going to be hard.
No one's seen this coming for Lyndon Arthur. Absolutely nobody. He's been out in the woods really since the devastating loss to Anthony Yard. I know he's got that IBO title win, but at this moment in time it's pretty meaningless. This is the fight of a lifetime for him, and it's the opportunity of a lifetime.
Certainly is. I said we're going to hear from the main man, Anthony Joshua, and we can hear from him now because he's with Todd Grisham.
Yes, thank you indeed. Ade, they said you weren't big enough to do this interview. They sent me here to talk to AJ. I don't know what that's all about. Anthony Joshua, we are live on DAZN here.
On DAZN.
Okay, on DAZN. He's got his adoring fans here, of course.
No, we're all good. We're all good.
We're all good. Hey, a lot of alpha male energy out there right now. What was that big group photo and the stare down like?
You're just talking a lot and just saying that he's going to beat me and all this and all that type of stuff. I said, talk is cheap. I said, all you're doing is digging a bigger grave. It just motivated me that little bit more. So it's good though. Yeah. That's what we need, a bit of trash talk, innit? This is a fight. Unless have you ever been in a fight in your life?
It was a one-sided fight, but yeah, you could call it a fight.
Not many people have been in fights in their life. And when you're fighting every other month, it builds a certain energy. Right. And my energy's harnessing again to get back in there and do a good job on this guy.
I could sense that you were getting terse at times, and Jarrell Miller really got under your skin. Have you said you're never going to fight him again after what he did to you, or would you like to one day fight him and crush him?
Oh, I gave that guy opportunity to fight for the... Don't even look at me. He had the opportunity to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world, and he didn't take it serious. So I don't know. I would fight him, yeah, but I just don't want to waste my time again. Last time I gave him opportunity, he wasted my time. We'll see, innit? You never know with this division. Anything's possible, though.
Deontay Wilder had a lot of nice things to say about you. You didn't really get asked about him. What do you think about where Deontay is right now in his career, and do you see you guys fighting next if you both win?
Yeah, I do. Good luck to him with what he's doing December 23rd. And I see us fighting 100%.
All right. And final words for your fans who are watching right now who want to see you win.
UK or America?
This is around the world, baby.
Around the world. Africa, Europe, Asia, America, UK. Wow. Listen, I appreciate everyone's support for sure. It goes a long way. I do this for myself, though, number one. Yeah, I'm here to fight, and I'm going to put on a good show. If you want to watch, make sure you tune in December 23rd. It's going down, and you know where to watch it. Live on DAZN. Boom.
Hey, by the way, are you main event or are you co-main? What's going on here?
To be honest, that's a good question, but let's just say I'm co-main event, because anything better than that's a bonus.
All right, there you go. He's the co-main event, ladies and gentlemen. Let's send you back to Ade.
There you go. We've been waiting for that question to be answered. It's been answered. AJ versus Otto Wallin is co-main event. AJ co-main event. Sounds weird, doesn't it?
It really
sounds
does.
weird.
I'm not sure if that is the case though, but if we're going by what AJ says, then so be it. But
he walked out first, didn't he?
Yes.
I mean, he walked out. Wilder walked out
was the last one out,
so that's an indication, isn't it?
I don't think either of them are really bothered.
Yeah.
I think His Excellency has made them not
you
bothered.
guys are fighters. Are you guys not bothered with that kind of stuff?
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. And it doesn't strike me that either of them care. They're just desperate to get in there and be a part of this great show. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine, just quickly fast forward into December 23rd, the energy, the atmosphere in that arena just before the first bells of those fights. All of these fights, to be fair, it's what dreams are made of.
Yeah, Tone, you've been saying since we got here that, look, this is all down to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and what they do in terms of putting these events on. It's incredible, isn't it?
I mean, boxing together.
It's incredible. What they did, Fury and Ngannou, what they are going to do December 23rd as well. Look at that lineup. It's actually incredible.
I can't stress enough, though, what we've seen, with Francis and Ngannou and Tyson Fury. Okay, that was a different market. Let's all be brutally honest. That was a circus. This is really real. This is world-class fighters, former world champions, all coming together. and they're making a spectacle of our sport once again, and that is the most important thing. This hasn't been done before. Back in the day, and I go back in the day, Don King used to put on mega events that would start at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon and go right through to nearly 1 a.m. in the morning. And they were unbelievable, the likes of Ricardo Lopez, Evander Holyfield, multiple world champions, but they were all multiple world champions he owned that fought under his banner. No one in the history of the sport has ever put all of the promoters together and achieve what's being achieved here. This, like I said before, is the closest thing to the UFC, where one man's in control. And if we can continue this, and as Anthony Joshua just said before, this is the first step. If that's true, and this is the first step, then wow. Boxing is going to get all its dreams. Boxing fans will get all their dreams fulfilled. And that is the most important thing here.
Good speech. That was very
Brilliant.
impressive.
I'm sold.
No,
I'm
thank
in.
you. Sold. Whatever you're selling, sold, Tony Bellew. My favourite fighter on planet Earth is on this card as well. That guy is Fighter of the Year last year, Dimitri Bivol, and he's with Todd Grisham. Todd.
Yeah, indeed, the Fighter of the Year, Dimitri Bivol. I spoke to you in October in Riyadh, and I asked you when were you going to be fighting again. You said hopefully sometime in the new year. Well, here we are a couple weeks later, and you're fighting in December. What's that turnaround been like for you?
Yeah, when I was in Saudi, we were talking about fight on December 23rd. But it wasn't close, and now we're fighting here. Yeah, I had a date on January to fight January, but we agreed to fight here.
Your last fight was in, I believe, Abu Dhabi. Growing up, I assume you thought maybe the mecca of boxing was maybe New York City or Las Vegas. Now, should kids be growing up thinking, man, I want to fight in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia now? That's going to be the new spot.
Yeah, it's great, to be honest. If many spots to fight, it's great for boxing. I like to fight in new place. Of course, there is some mecca of boxing like Las Vegas, for all fighters. But to fight in new place, it's really good. And we see which event they are gonna make. It's a great event, Joshua, Wilder. It's great in one day.
We know they have a lot of money that they're splashing around. Would you rather fight Beterbiev next after this fight if you win, or would you rather somehow get another crack at Canelo Alvarez? If money wasn't an option.
No. I don't want to talk about against who I'm gonna fight next. I have a fight against Arthur, and after fight we will talk. Okay. I have a goal to be undisputed, and that's it.
All right. Any chance that we will see you drop down maybe to super middleweight, or are you going to finish out your career as a light heavy?
We will see. I don't know.
I'm trying to get something out of you, Dimitri. Your English is getting better. I'm trying here.
You are so tricky now.
I'm sorry. Well, hey, good luck against Lyndon Arthur. We're glad to see you back by the end of the year.
Thank you.
Dimitri Bivol, Ade's favorite fighter.
By far. Not his favourite fighter, favourite person, favourite human being there. Dimitri Bivol, absolutely love him. All right, look, this card, is December 23rd. The week before, a special card, unification fight in the flyweight division, WBO and IBF titles on the line. Jesse Bam Rodriguez takes on Sonny Edwards.
16th of December, Arizona, we go to work.
Jesse Rodriguez against Sonny Edwards is just a fantastic fight.
You now have one piece of the 112-pound crown. What do you want to do next?
Sonny Edwards, that's the only option.
I want to see an undisputed champion in the flyweight division.
Sign the contract.
Bam Rodriguez is probably the biggest puncher in the division.
That's the reason he signed with Matchroom and with DAZN. I think this is genuinely as elite can get.
The big unification to come against Jesse Rodriguez. He's going to have to be switched on every single second of every single round.
Bam Rodriguez, where are you?
Rodriguez putting on the performance of a lifetime.
Oh, lovely long left hook.
All in. Sink or swim.
This one of the best fights of the year, pound for pound.
Not bad, right? Not bad. That's what we want, right? Number one versus number two. I don't know who is number one and number two in that one, by the way. Fantastic fight between two unbeaten fighters in the flyweight division. Who are you picking? Oh, on the spot. We do not fence it on DAZN, on the spot.
I think Bam is the number one with the names that are on his record.
Yeah.
I do think he has to.
Even though those names really are super fly.
Yes, but still, you've got to beat them names out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what weight it is. So I do make Bam the favourite. and make Sonny a super, super live number 2. Wow.
That
tells you
that's the
everything
reaction
you need
you
to
want,
know.
really.
Yeah, of course.
That's
I mean,
what you want.
we had the conversation yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I've lent just ever so slightly towards Sonny. I think he's going to stick to a disciplined game plan. He's going to move, frustrate Bam at the time. But Bam, I mean, in full flow, takes some beating.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I'm with Tony, though. I'm as close as sitting on the fence as possible. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous how good a fight that is.
Yeah, that is a great fight. Remember, that is 16th of December, part of your DAZN subscription. The week before that, very quickly, I've got to get you guys' opinion on that one. Live on DAZN pay-per-view. It's a good one, isn't it? Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis.
Probably, if you're going to ask prediction, probably just leaning towards Haney in that one. I think, again, going to be very disciplined. I think the hand speed, the jab, the movement. We see against Zorilla for Prograis, he was frustrated with the movement, and I think with Haney, you've got to be quick on your feet.
The thing for Haney is it's the adaptability. Haney adapts to anyone. So he can box you at long, he can fight you up close. I think the moving up in weight was enormous for Haney. He's huge at the weight. He had to move up in weight. I think he was vulnerable at the weight below. I think it was only a matter of time till someone got to him. And I think that the move, it was inevitable, and I think it'll do him the world of good.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is what we've got coming up for you. You say you want boxing? Well, here you go. Chantel Cameron versus Katie Taylor 2 in Dublin, November 25th. Ryan Garcia is back to 140 as well, which I think is a very good mood against Oscar Duarte. That's Saturday, December the 2nd. The week after that, live on DAZN pay-per-view, Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. And you just heard us talk about it. Unification fight in the flyweight division. Bam Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards. Someone's O has got to go. I love saying that.
Bring it on.
I love saying
How are you trying to take Eddie's job?
No. I mean, Eddie.
Get him on the top table.
I'll tell you what, you'd have done better than him.
No comment.
Without a shadow of a doubt, because he was absolutely dreadful.
No comment whatsoever. All right, let's look back on what we saw on the top table. Jarrell Miller went straight for AJ, as we predicted he would. That's almost the fight. Look, obviously, the plan is AJ gets past Otto Voll and Deontay Wilder. But somehow I can see Jarrell Miller squeezing his way in if he can get past Daniel
And he
Dubois.
will, because of his mouth.
Yeah.
The way he talks, the way he sells a fight, he will do numbers.
He won't if Daniel Dubois shuts him down.
Yeah, that is true.
And Daniel Dubois, for all... and I like Daniel Dubois. He seems like a lovely, genuine boy, so I don't want to discredit him. But in the nicest possible way, he's not the bravest. And that tends to show in fights. His attributes are, though, he can really wallop, he's quick, and he's a good athlete. But he's only a good athlete for a certain period of time in a fight. And let me tell you, it ain't for the 36 minutes. It's more like
5-6 rounds,
12-15 minutes tops.
And the problem also on top of that is Miller knows that.
You heard him say it.
Miller, he said it exactly. So he's just going to get in his face and know at some point, if he keeps the pressure on, he will fold.
Miller's plan will be, I will get up close to you, I will smother your work, I will tire you out, you will get tired hitting a 20-stone mattress after 3 rounds. Because that's what Miller is. He's a 20-stone mattress, and he's going to be that for about 4 or 5 rounds. And then guess what? That mattress is going to suddenly, his arms are going to pop out the sides of it, and then he's going to start hitting back. And Miller is a slick problem if he's there after 5 rounds. Believe me, guys, I don't like it, but he's there, but he is a problem if he's there after 5 for Daniel Dubois.
I think we can all sort of pick the favourites, right? I mean, there are close fights, but we can pick the favourites. Do you foresee any upsets?
I bet there is one.
Okay.
I bet there is, but I couldn't tell you what one it is.
Yeah, but
there will be one.
Yeah, but are you saying that Dubois is the favourite against Miller?
Just.
Well, I'm saying
the one.
I'm saying that's the potential big.
That's the one, isn't it?
If it's a big upset, I don't
think it's just an upset. I don't think it's a big one. I don't think it's a big one.
Otto Vollen would be literally burning the script, like burning the script.
Yeah.
If he's to pull it off, I don't think he will. I'm so happy Josh has turned up here today with an attitude and a little bit of aggression about him, because that's how he needs to be, and that's what's been missing for the last couple of years. That bit of, I'm going to put it on you. Who do you think you're talking about? I'm going to put you straight, and I love seeing that today.
Very quickly, Darren, how good was it to see AJ and Wilder? Yes, I know they're not fighting each other, but just to see them on the top table
Brilliant,
together.
and bring it on. Brilliant, and bring it on.
Bring it on indeed. Day of Reckoning coming up December 23rd. We will be there, obviously, the whole team. Can't wait for it. It's going to be fun. Make sure you're there as well, live on DAZN. This will
be the greatest atmosphere you have ever witnessed in a boxing ring.
Here we go. Checo all over it. The referee jumps in. Tremendous exchange once again at the end of the round.
That was one of the most incredible fights I've ever seen.
Ryan Garcia just ended it.
Brutal by Devin Haney. Big shot from Jake Paul.
Edwards, clearly he can mix it at the highest level.
This is a championship fight.